What's good, YouTube? Akil here, back with another video, and today your boy's about to hit up a thrift store out here in Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm just out here visiting friends and family, so you guys know how I go. Anytime I'm in a new city, I always try to hit up some of the thrift stores, hit up the Roche, just try to see, what the different areas is like, because you never know what you find in some of these places. So hopefully I can come across a nice, something real nice that I could, flip for some good money on eBay, or maybe even sell it on Poshmark, depending on what it is. And like I said, I'm out here in front of Value Village. But if you guys are in the area, drop a comment, let me know which type of thrift stores I should be hitting out while I'm out here in North Carolina. I'll be out here for maybe a couple other days, so I'll try to hit up as much stores as possible. But I'm really just in here because I forgot to pack a pair of shorts, and my hotel has a really good gym in there, so I'm definitely going to be working out in there as much as possible. So if you guys haven't already, make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, y'all, so anytime I come to any thrift store, I always check the front of the store and check the cases, because that's usually where they put some of the more expensive or some of the better finds. They usually would put it in the very front of the store. So I just wanted to check that out, see if I can find anything good, but it wasn't anything that really caught my attention. But then I saw that they had some shoes on the other side in a case as well. So I was thinking they might have some, maybe some luxury sneakers or something that was really dope in here. But I didn't come across anything. Only shoe that I saw that I've sold in the past was a pair of Mephisto shoes. They're right there in the back. They were only 25 bucks for those. Well, I'm saying only 25, but that's probably how much they would sell for online. But Mephisto usually takes a really long time to sell for me. So then I checked the electronic section, because as you guys know, I like to sell like vintage cameras and anything like that usually sells for a decent amount of money. But anytime I can find something small like that, that'll probably be perfect for me to take back with me. So I checked the small electronic signs, some of the little gadgets, and I came across this Nikon lens. And I think this is more of like a kit lens, but this was only $5, as you guys can see. So I'm definitely going to be grabbing this one up. I wish it had both lens caps, the one in the front and in the back, but this one should still sell for a decent amount of profit, especially since it was only $5 and it's something super small that I could easily just throw in my bag and just list this when I get home. Next, I came across this joystick. I thought it was actually going to be like a PlayStation controller, but this was just from Mad Catz, which is kind of like an aftermarket controller, so I just put that one back. Next, I went to check out the shoe section, and I came across this pair of really dope Cole Haans. These were really nice, really clean. Looks like the person that donated this barely wore these at all. But Cole Haan shoes, drop a comment if they sell really good for you guys. I used to pick Cole Haan shoes up pretty often, but over the last few months, Cole Haan, maybe not even months, maybe the last few years, Cole Haan shoes don't sell for me as well as they used to. But this was still a really clean pair. Now, I came across a pair of J. Crew shoes, and J. Crew shoes usually do sell for some decent profit. I've sold a few pairs for well over like 70 or 80 bucks, but that one was pretty beat up. And next to that was a pair of Polo Loafers, and Polo Loafers, they don't usually sell too well for me. It kind of depends. Some have like really high quality shoes, and then others like that one, as you guys seen, that was a really low end pair, so I had to just leave those. This was a really clean pair of Tims for youth, but they were asking 25 bucks for those, so I definitely had to put those back, because there's no way I was going to spend 25 bucks on a pair of Tims like that. And next to those, I think this is a pair of, I think these are either the Windflows or the Pegasus, but if they were cleaner, I probably would have just grabbed those up for the gym, but those were way too beat up for me to pick up. Next to those, I seen a pair of Griffies, and these usually do sell for some decent profit, but they were just a little too beat up, and they were already asking $18. But if those were in better condition, I probably would have grabbed those up to flip those online, because I probably would have been able to get maybe 60 bucks for them if they were clean. Now, I actually had this colorway when I was a kid, this purple and teal. These were really clean back in the day, very popular back in the day, but I ended up passing on those as well. Next to that was a pair of these vintage Reebok football cleats. I probably should have did some research on that, so drop a comment if you think those were worth it, but I probably should have did some research, because those could have been valuable, but I just left them alone. Other than that, I don't think I came across too many other good shoes in here. This was a pair of Veja, maybe it's Veja, not exactly sure how to pronounce it, but I know this brand is usually in a lot of high-end stores, a lot of like smaller boutiques. So this probably does resell for some decent profit. They were asking like $18 for these, but they were just a little too beat up for me, so I had to pass. But I definitely just wanted to show you guys the brand. And here was a pair of Lebron Soldiers. This is probably one of the most popular soldiers, but a little too beat up, and they were asking 22 bucks for those. So definitely wasn't going to take a chance on those to resell them. And this was crazy. This was a pair of platinum tints. I could have swore these were going to be clean, but boy, these were cooked in the front. Looked like somebody, I don't know if they tried to do like a soul swap or something, but the front of those were way too cooked for me to even try to even entertain those. So now I'm checking out the jacket section, and this jacket is definitely one to be on the lookout for. Maybe not this particular jacket, but this brand, Cockpit USA, is a really solid brand to be on the lookout for. They usually sell for a ton of profit if you can find them in leather. I think these people also make Averex jackets, and those are always really good sellers online as well. People tend to collect those. But as you guys can see, this one was a cotton jacket, and it did have some minor stains and some flaws. And since this one wasn't leather, I could probably get maybe 40 or 50 bucks. Definitely not a ton of money with this one. So for those reasons, I ended up leaving it. But if you guys are in the area and you guys are interested in those type of pieces, you might want to go over there and grab that up before someone else does. Now, this was crazy. I don't know why they're selling this one for so much money. Vineyard Vines used to be a pretty popular brand. I'm not going to say it completely fell off, but $65 in a thrift store just doesn't make any sense to me, at least. But at the end of the day, you know, I just passed on it because just way too much money. Here's another bolo, these leather snapbacks. I've sold a couple of these in the past for like 50 or 60 bucks. This one, as you guys can see, was just way too cooked, but at the end of the day, I still just wanted to show it to you because if you guys can find some leather snapbacks, even if it's a snapback or a strapback, definitely still pick those up because people tend to spend a little more since the leather ones are a little better quality. Alright, y'all, so that thrift store was kind of on the expensive side, but that's kind of what I was expecting, especially since Value Village is just like Savers and all those other type of expensive thrift stores. But it was the closest one to the house that I was just at, so just wanted to stop by really quick. Only thing I ended up finding was this Nikon lens, and this one, I think this is a kit lens. So if you was to buy like a, you know, like a basic DSLR camera, this is the lens that usually would come with it. And these usually do sell for like anywhere between like 30 to 50 bucks depending on the condition. The good thing is this one actually did come with the lens cap. It didn't have the one for the back, but it did have the one for the front. So hopefully that should add a little bit of value. I might be able to get maybe 40 bucks for this one after I clean it up a little bit. But that was basically all that I was able to find in there. Didn't grab any shorts. I don't think I even got any footage of the shorts that I saw in the store because all of them was really trash. And even though I'm probably going to wear them only for a couple days, I don't even want to just pick up anything just to pick it up. So I'll check a couple other thrift stores. It's actually starting to rain out here, so I'll probably check maybe 2 or 3 other thrift stores, and then after that I'll just head to the gym and check in with you guys later on. So let's keep going. Alright, y'all, so we are in front of Bargain Hunters thrift store. I just wanted to check my Googles real quick because I didn't want to go to another Savers or another like Value Village because I know those are always super expensive. So according to, you know, some of the reviews on Google, they say Bargain Hunters is probably one of the best kept secrets out here in Charlotte. So I'll see that for myself. Hopefully the prices are a little better and we could come across some gems. So let's get into it. Alright, y'all, so I'm right in the front of the store, and I think this is more of like the boutique section of the store. Came across this leather motorcycle jacket, and I've sold a couple of these in the past that have a very similar style on Poshmark for anywhere between like 75 to 100 bucks based on the condition. They were asking 25 bucks for that one, but it did have a little too much flaws for me, and it was super heavy, so I definitely didn't want to take that back with me. But if you guys can find some that's in really good condition, definitely pick those up because they tend to sell for a decent amount of profit. Here was a pair of Air Max 180s, and then another pair. I think these were like leather Vandals. I remember when those came out. But in terms of those 180s, if you guys can find them in decent condition, definitely pick them up. I've sold a pair maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago for like 50 bucks, and they were in very similar condition to that one. Here was a pair of KDs. I don't even remember what the name is for those shoes, but you know, they were a little too beat up. And here was a pair of, I think these are the Roche Runners or Nike Roches or whatever you guys want to call them. Another shoe that I probably would have picked up a few years ago, but you know, right now they're not selling for that much money. Now, I know a lot of people are selling Crocs like crazy. People are just wearing Crocs like crazy now. I put them back, but just to let you guys know, if you can find some Crocs in some bright colors, you know, people are wearing them, so definitely pick them up if you can get it for a good price. Now, I was telling you guys I like to sell vintage cameras, and they had a couple in the front of the store in this case. If they were asking like 50 bucks, but if you guys can find some of those vintage camcorders and you can test them and they still work or at least turn on, those usually sell for some good profit, so definitely be on the lookout for those. Now, this jacket here, the style of this jacket is called like a Harrington jacket, and I've sold one in the past for over 100 bucks. The brand of that jacket was Barracuda. So if you guys can find that one, definitely, you know, you wanna grab it up because those sell for some good profit. This one was called Four Chimes, and that one just didn't have a really good resale value on it. Now, this was something else to be on the lookout for. These 4Motion Adidas jerseys. This one was definitely like, you know, branded with local teams on here. But if you guys can find just the simple ones, or even the pair of Adidas track pants that have a similar style, those are more sought after and they have some more value, and I know they sell really well on Poshmark as well, sometimes for like 40 or 50 bucks. So definitely be on the lookout for those. I just wanted to show it to you. But if they have like, you know, local teams on there, the value isn't going to be the same. But if you can find just a simple clean one, definitely grab those up. Alright, y'all, so just left Bargain Hunters thrift store. Definitely wasn't like super impressed, but the prices are much better, and they had a certain section of the store where they had like just boutique stuff. I think I showed you that when I first walked in the store. It was mainly women's stuff, but I can tell that's probably where some of the better items that they usually get. But I'm here now. It's like Friday 1 o'clock, so I probably just got here too late, or maybe just one of those bad days. But if you guys are in the Charlotte area, I probably would suggest checking out Bargain Hunters, because they probably may have some better deals in there. And a lot of the shoes were like $8, so I'm pretty sure on like a really good day you can probably get some good stuff. But I'll probably check one more thrift store because I didn't grab anything from here, and then after that, if I don't find anything good, well, then it is what it is. But let's just keep going. Alright, y'all, so we in Goodwill now, and I just wanted to check the blazer section, and I definitely sold this same exact blazer before. As soon as I saw the fabric on this, it looked very familiar. And I've sold this jacket, I think it sold for maybe 75 bucks because it was from made out of Harris tweed fabric. Now, Harris tweed isn't necessarily the brand, it's more so the fabric that it's made out of. And Harris tweed, especially during this time of the year, sells for a decent amount of profit. The downside to this one is that it was missing the original button. As you guys can see, those were all like tan leather buttons, but then it looked like it was missing the other one, so I passed on that one. But if you can find them and they all has the same buttons, it'll usually sell for some good money. Now, this is actually the shorts I'm finally gonna grab up. I finally found one in my size, and I was looking for one that was either brand new or, you know, looked pretty clean, looked new. So I'll be grabbing this one up for sure. Now, this jacket was really dope. I wish it was actually from Starter or even Chalk Line, or even if it was more like a Pro Line jacket, I would have picked it up. But it just had a simple NBA tag on here, but it was very reminiscent to some of those Starter pieces that I used to sell pretty often. But like I said, Golden State Warriors piece, can't really go wrong with this one. But like I said, because it didn't have that Starter tag, the resale value probably wasn't going to be as strong. Now, this is another brand to be on the lookout for. I haven't sold any jackets or sweaters from this brand, but if you can find some of the hiking pants, those usually sell for like 40 to 50 bucks, even if it's used. So definitely be on the lookout for mountain khakis. At least that's what they used to sell for when I sold a lot of clothes a couple years ago. Now I'm just in the shoe section. Hopefully I can come across something good in here. Just a typical pair of Asics that you guys would probably see in any thrift store. But for the most part, all the shoes had the same price. All the shoes, at least adult shoes, were only $4.99. But it looked like I just got here a little too late, because a lot of the better shoes, I'm guessing, was probably just ran through, or maybe they just don't get a ton of really good shoes out here. But it is what it is. Came across this pair of Chucks. At least that's what I thought it was at first, but
oh damn.
So I just went ahead and put those back. Next, I actually came across a pair of Huaraches, and I thought at first these were vintage, but they actually came out in like 2013. These were decent condition. It was my size as well, but still a little too beat up for me to want to flip those. Alright, y'all, so your boy just left Goodwill, as you guys seen in there, and it definitely wasn't a ton of finds in there at all, but thankfully I was able to actually pick up a pair of shorts. That's the main reason why I even decided to hit some of these thrift stores. And it's not like a super rare vintage brand at all. I'm not really super big into vintage pieces myself, but I've seen a couple other people pick up vintage tees with the single stitch, and they sell for a ton of money, and sometimes they might have that soft tag, SOFFE. So if you guys are really big into vintage, you know, drop some comments, share some knowledge. But I'm pretty sure that brand is really good to be on the lookout for if you guys are into vintage tees. And this one was dead stock because it did have the tag on there, and that's what I was looking for. I was trying to just find some shorts in my size that were just brand new, so I was able to actually get what I was looking for. But the thing is, if in Arizona, if the Goodwills were similar to the ones out here, where all the shoes are $4.99, all the adult shoes are $4.99, I definitely would be in Goodwill way more often. But as you guys know, the one in my area is super expensive, so I never go. But the good thing is that this thrift store was only a couple minutes away from Bargain Hunter, so I decided to just pop in here really quickly. But this is probably going to be it for the rest of the day for me. I'll probably come back and check a few other thrift stores while I'm out here in Charlotte. So if you guys got any recommendations, definitely drop it in the comment section. I'll check it out. But overall, I definitely really do like Charlotte. Southern hospitality is really a thing. Even in the Goodwill, they had, like, you know, some sanitizing hand lotion, and I definitely had to use some of that because boy, it was looking kind of ashy out here. But you know, I'm a little better now. So like I said, I'm gonna head back to the hotel, get a nice little workout in, and that's probably gonna be it for this video. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
For the winner, cause you felt like you was losing, only for the winner. Move just to keep from cooling, like only for the winner, only for the winner, only for the winner. Boy, my heart is cold, and I'm too cool to sweat it. I should've never offered it. I'm tight and now I'm off this shit. You should wanna be a real one.